It's March, and the only reason why this month is irrelevant is because of March Madness. So let's get it, baby. All right, so I'm going to be introducing our new star guest, co-host from the first episode, Kyle Blaze. How are you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, man. I'm ready to get going. Tournament's in a couple of days. I'm ready.
It's exciting.
Yeah, we
time.
just got seeing the Howard UMBC game, and wow,
Came down the wire.
Came down the wire. There was some predictions that might be wrong already on our podcast, but hey, we'll save that for another time. All right, so let's get to the questions. Unless you want to state anything before we get to the questions.
Go blue, baby. That's all I gotta
right,
say.
Yeah, forget about
said.
that shit. All right, so I want to let the crowd get to know you a little bit. What got you into doing brackets?
What got me into doing brackets? So, back in 2013, I was watching Michigan basketball for quite some time. Obviously, early half of my life, big football fan. Hasn't really gone very well for me, especially growing up. So basketball was kind of a way out. We had John Beeline, one of the best coaches, in my opinion, ever, the greatest Michigan basketball coach. He turned that program around. And 2013, we had Trey Burke, Player of the Year, and he had some big shots against Kansas, and we made the Final Four in the national championship. We were runner-up, but that year I made a bracket. It was the first time ever. I forget what app it was, but maybe CBS or something, or ESPN. But first time I ever made a bracket, and I got 3 of the Final 4 teams right. I had Michigan against Syracuse, which was correct, and Louisville in the national championship against Michigan. Where I was wrong was Wichita State. That was the Cinderella that year that made it all the way to Final Four.
God damn, Wichita State.
And ultimately, I did have Michigan winning it, but all I have to say was that was a block by Trey Burke. But and sometimes you don't get the calls. You don't always get the calls.
No, you do not, and that I feel that against Duke and was it NC State with the DJ Burns that kind of pissed me off. But anyway, we'll save that for another time. So Michigan, this year's tournament, what do you think their floor? Like, what's the worst they could do, and what do you think their ceiling, the best they could
do? So I think the worst that they can do is within the bracket and the region they're in. I think the Midwest, they got a pretty favorable region. But I think the Sweet 16 is the worst.
Really?
I mean, I'm not worried about. I wasn't going to be worried if
Georgia or St. Louis pose a threat at all.
No, I'm not worried about Georgia or St. Louis. The team that makes me nervous somewhat, and it really just depends, is what shows up on the court is Texas Tech, because they've shown many times this year they can compete with anyone. They beat Arizona at Arizona in overtime. But you know what? They've also stumbled lately. In the Big 12 tournament, they got blown out by Iowa State, which is also another team that makes me a little nervous, which is in our bracket. But I could see maybe Texas Tech. They like to shoot the three a lot, and really, with Michigan being as big of a team as they are, you gotta be able to shoot the three, and that was one of the reasons why we lost to Wisconsin earlier. They shot tremendously on 3-point range. They made 15 3-pointers, and we almost lost them again because of the 3-point shot.
Yeah, those 3-point teams, you got to be careful. They live and die by the three. Sometimes it goes your way, and like as they are right now, they are a team not to be messed with. They're a tremendous team, Wisconsin, but that can sometimes ruin it.
But my ceiling is national champion. I just either that good. I think consistently, I think there's been 3 teams that stand out when I've watched college basketball this entire season. It's Michigan, it's Arizona, and I think Duke. Those are the 3 that stand out to me the most, that have played the most consistent, and they just seem to be a tier above everyone else in college basketball.
Gotcha. That surprises me a bit, but hey, I know you're a Michigan fan. There's some bias in there, but hey, there's no wrong answers here. Last debate, a little fun here. What do you think is going to be the a double-digit seed that goes the furthest?
So I'll be honest. I don't really like really any of the chances
Really?
of the double-digit seed teams. But if I had to pick one,
There's one every year. There's got to be a standout.
if I had to pick one, I think I'm going to go with Akron. I think I'm going to go with Akron. This is their third time in a row they've made it into March Madness. They've won the MAC 3 years in a row. They have, I think, an excellent coach in John Grace. And like I said, Texas Tech, as much as they do make me nervous, they also they're kind of I put a question mark behind them. I don't know what to expect sometimes with them. I've seen really good play from them, but then they do some head scratchy moments. And like the last thing I can go off of is the Big 12 tournament where they got blown out by Iowa State.
Yeah.
And I do know that Akron has some good guard play. They do seem to shoot the three not too bad. So and they score pretty well too. So if they can get past Texas Tech, I think the next round is even an easier matchup for them with either Alabama or Hofstra. I don't know.
It seems like nobody knows how to pronounce that name.
Yeah, Alabama. They just lost one of their players, Holloway. Got caught with like 2 pounds of marijuana.
So hey, we are. We're saying it on YouTube.
That was that player. Yeah. He averaged 18 points. You don't just replace that. No. So that's a big loss.
You got to somehow reconstruct and be ready to go. Tensions are already high in March Madness. So and to be able to play without your second best player, that's how do you do that? The words I don't know how to describe that.
So if Akron can get past Texas Tech, I think they'll have some confidence and can win the second round. But ultimately, they're going to have to play the big bad boys, Michigan. And it's going to end.
I agree. What do you think about this? Because I've been thinking about this too. I would say it for the highest double-digit seed that can go far, South Florida in the East region in Duke's bracket. They go up against Louisville, who has been struggling this season in the ACC tournament, which is already it's a power conference, but it's a weaker of the power conferences. And then the next game they play Michigan State, who they've had issues with their star point guard, Jeremiah Fears.
Yeah, they do. I don't know. I just that bracket's just it's so tough. I don't see really a double-digit seed, especially in that bracket, getting past really the first round. If they do play Michigan State, and I actually do have South Florida beating Louisville. I don't have a lot of confidence in Louisville, but Michigan State, you got Tom Izzo. As much as I do not like Michigan State, I do respect the man. He's a Hall of Fame coach.
You have to.
He always gets his boys ready, and they're a very good team. They're big, strong. They got good guard play with Fears. As long as he's not kicking players in the groin, you know what? He's he's going to be. I think I wouldn't take that matchup.
Yeah.
Of South Florida against Michigan State. So
that's good to know. It's good to know. Well, we got to get going. It was great having you on the show, and I want to say good luck in this year's March Madness.
Same to you too.
See you in the next one.